Hi, dear friends. Welcome back to IT by Sarath. In this lesson, we are going to show you how to customize the Windows 11 desktop. If you want to customize it, it's very easy to do. The easiest way you can go to the settings app, but if you just right click anywhere on the desktop on a blank area and click on personalize, that will take you to the personalization setting right in the Windows 11 settings app. So you don't have to go find it. Alright. So you have some options here. You have your background. If you want to choose a photo, you could pick one of the default ones here. Or if you want to choose a photo from your computer, you can click on browse photo and let's say I want to put something from folder there and it applies it instantly like that. And then you could choose how the image fits. The default is fill, so it fills the screen. You could might want to use stretch sometimes if it's not the same exact shape as your monitor, or if you want to center it, that might have a border around it if you do that way. But you could play with the different options here to make it fit the way you like. And if you don't want a picture, you could just pick a solid color. Let's say we want just say purple for example, and we have it like that. I was just like to use the default blue myself. And then you could also do a slideshow. So if you do a slideshow, you are going to have to choose a folder. So let's say I want my folder, and that way it will take all the pictures from that folder and play slideshow, and it will change the picture every 30 minutes by default. But you could pick 1 minute up to 1 day and I'll just toggle through the pictures in that folder. So the key here is to make sure you have all the photos you want in one folder, because it's not going to do subfolders. And then finally, you have the Windows Spotlight, which will take those images that it uses for the lock screen and the log on screen to set those as your background. And then lots of times too, you will have a little icon here, learn about this picture when it switches through it if you want to learn more about that picture. Let's change this back to solid color for now. Then you can also do a custom color if you want. Then you have some contrast themes. If your vision is not that great, you could pick one of these. And then you could also pick one of the themes that are built in. So let's say we want this theme here and lots of them will change like the taskbar. So this puts it in dark mode and applies it like that. Let's see what this one does. Like so. And of course, you could just go back to the default theme if you want. And then we have some other theme options here, and when you click on it, so just kind of give you a preview, and then you could use a custom theme. If you want to customize it, so you can choose a combination of wallpaper, sounds and colors together to give the desktop more personality. And then you can even get more themes from the Microsoft Store and download them. And if you go back to colors here, you can choose your mode. So the default is light mode. You could change the Windows dark mode and do custom. So if you want to have default mode be dark, but you want your apps to be light, you could do that. Or you could just use one of the lighter dark themes like so. Then you have transparency effects, which is off by default. Windows and surfaces appear translucent. Then you have your accent colors for various windows if you want to pick something different. And then you can show the accent color on title bars and window borders. So like when you open a program like that, let's see if we make this like so. See, it has the purple around it as the border like that. If you want to customize it like that. And then you have your lock screen. So when your computer is logged, this is the default, like so. And you could pick something like this if you want to have a custom picture, or if you want to have the Windows spotlight, or if you want to do a slideshow for your log screen. So if you leave your computer locked and your monitor on, you can have it run your slideshow and have it be one of those kind of rotating picture frames where you could put in your pictures and it will just kind of cycle through them. And if you want to have fun facts on your log screen, you could do that too. And log screen status. If you want to have an app be shown on your log screen, one of these, you can pick one. And then if you don't want your log screen background picture to be shown on the sign in screen, you can turn it off from here. Alright, and then the rest of these personalization options are for the start and the taskbar, which we've already gone through. And of course, if you want to change your resolution on your screen, you can right click display settings. So here is the resolution I'm using now, which is very low because I am recording this video. If I kept my super high resolution, everything would be too small. You wouldn't be able to see it, but you could pick a different resolution. In this case, where if you want to have 100% up to 200%, and then you could even click on here to have a custom percentage, which will kind of scale the icons and text to kind of make things easier to read. If you have trouble seeing everything on the screen, and then if you have multiple displays, you could configure them here. Click detect to detector the display, but I only have the one. And then you have your advanced display option here. If you need to change your refresh rate, but don't change this if your monitor doesn't support it. Otherwise, you're going to have problems with your screen going blank. And the other graphic settings here. So if we want to apply some custom graphic settings for a specific app, you could do so from here. And then going back out to the right click menu here, if you want to view icon size, you can change it here. Auto arrange your icons. So if you do that, if you drag them, it's going to rearrange them and keep them in the same place. So I always like to have this turned off, which is turned off by default. Align icons to grid. This will kind of keep them organized like that instead of, kind of staggered, and then show desktop icons. If you turn that off, then you won't have your icons on the desktop. If you want to have just a clean desktop, then you could sort your icons by name, size, type, and date modified. And then of course you have your options for new folders and new files and that type of thing. So as you can see, you could do quite a bit with the display settings, but for the most part you probably just end up changing maybe the color theme and the desktop background, and maybe switching between light and dark theme. But if you really want to tweak some of these other settings, then simply just right click, go to personalize, find the category you want to adjust, and then you could take it from there.